3 billion animals die each day as a result of the meat industry. Because of this, many people opt for a vegetarian or vegan diet. What is vegetarianism or veganism? Eating a vegetarian diet relates to the exclusion of meat and/or other animal products from the diet. Many people choose vegetarianism or veganism, as was stated earlier, because they value the sanctity of life or they find it to be more humane. Others opt for it because of health reasons, the impact on the environment, and the economy. Though meat has a prevalent presence in our society, is sacred to culture, and is enjoyed by many, it has many negative health benefits. The National Institute of Health has found that eating red meat increases the mortality rate. Eating a serving of unprocessed red meat per day increases the mortality rate by 13%, and a serving of processed red meat per day increases it by 20%. A study done by the National Institute of Health and the Harvard School of Public Health in 1986 with 37,000 men and in 1980 with 83,000 women found that eating red meat is also a direct cause of many diseases. All of these people started out with no cancer, no diabetes, and no cardiovascular diseases either. Every 4 years they were released a food questionnaire, and they were asked about what they had been eating and how much of what they had been eating every day for the past 4 years. The study ended in 2012, and by the end of the research project, 24,000 of the original participants were dead, 5,900 due to cardiovascular diseases and 9,500 due to cancer. All of the people who had died were found to have had a higher consumption of red meat than those who lived. So as a result, the National Institute of Health has linked cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and diabetes at an increased rate due to eating red meat. Eating red meat also negatively impacts the environment and is a direct cause of deforestation and forest fire. Deforestation is caused because many trees are being cut down at an alarming rate for more farming space and for the agricultural needs of the animals. These cause fires because many farmers in places such as Brazil, for an example, set fire to forests in order to clear the space quicker for faster farming. These fires in turn impact climate change. The burning of trees releases carbon dioxide and other harmful emissions into the atmosphere. And as a result of the burning trees, there is a lack of O2 emitters and carbon dioxide filters, not to mention the methane releasing from the animals. It also negatively impacts the economy. According to Connect for Climate, there's an estimated 308.2 million tons of meat harvested per year. There is also a large amount of water consumption and land usage given to the meat industry and its associated agriculture. It is also extremely costly for not only the government but the people as well. All of these problems are caused by something. For instance, the largest con of meat eating for people would be the disproportionate amount of health problems caused by eating red meat specifically. Not to mention that purchasing these meats attribute to the growth of an already too large meat industry. The plants grown to feed the animals are also showered in pesticides to prevent insects. As a result, the plants absorb the pesticides, the animals eat the plants, and the humans then eat the animals, exposing them to harmful pesticides. Pesticides have also been found to be killing off insects and very necessary pollinators. Another effect of livestock farming and its related agriculture is that 8% of human-safe water is consumed globally, yearly, just by the animals, not to mention the water needed for the agricultural needs. Land consumption is a large problem as well. 30% of non-covered land is used for livestock production, 33% of arable land is used for agricultural animal feed production, and 26% of land total is used for animal grazing, according to Connect for Climate. These numbers don't seem like a lot, but are actually very disproportionate when compared to the fact that humans only consume 17% of their daily caloric intake from meat, according to ID Tech X. Not to mention this mass farming causes soil erosion at a rate 10 to 40 times faster than it can naturally recycle, according to Connect for Climate. According to an article on Greenpeace, 80% of global deforestation is caused due to the meat industry and its related agriculture. As a result, we have less oxygen emitters, and it is a direct cause of species extinction and endangerment. According to Connect for Climate as well, CO2 emissions caused by the meat industry and its related agriculture account for 18% of the global carbon dioxide emissions. According to The Atlantic, the U.S. spends between $197 to $289 billion each year on the meat industry. and this cost continues to grow at a rapid rate every year. It is estimated that by 2050, the global economy could end up spending up to $1.6 trillion yearly on meat production. Though there are lots of problems, each of these problems has a solution. For instance, the National Institute of Health says that by substituting 1 serving per day for red meat with other foods such as nuts, legumes, low-fat dairy, and whole grains, and other meats such as fish or poultry could lower the risk of mortality by 7 to 19%. As a result of reducing less meat, the consumption of pesticides, chemicals, and other artificial growth hormones and harmful chemicals would be eaten less frequently. According to The Atlantic, for humans to reach the peak healthy diet that they can, reducing red meat consumption by 56%, increasing fruit and vegetable consumption by 25%, and simply consuming 15% less calories overall is necessary. Pros for the environment would include that we would see a reduction in 24% of methane emissions, 17% of carbon dioxide emissions, and 21% of nitrous oxide emissions, according to Connect for Climate. 80% of farming land would also be freed up for forestry growth and wildlife preservation. Pros for the economy would include that billions of dollars would be saved nationally and be able to go to funding for more pressing matters, such as homelessness, cures for diseases, and the like. The average family would also spend less money on purchasing meat and would be able to afford to fund their other necessities. In conclusion, the benefits and positive impact of a vegetarian and vegan lifestyle is innumerous. There are many benefits and good things that come from this, and I encourage you to try, or tell other people about the benefits if they would be interested. Thank you for your time.